Welcome to JR Value Theory, the channel where we stop guessing and start running the numbers. What if you could access hotel partners that aren't even on your credit card's transfer list? Today, I'm going to show you how leveraging hotel point sales and bonus opportunities can effectively turn your credit card points into Hilton or IHG points. Not only does this unlock new hotel programs, but in some cases, it can actually give you a better transfer ratio than a standard one-to-one transfer. Let's dive in. When most people think about transfer partners, they simply look at what appears inside their credit card portal. If Chase doesn't transfer to Hilton, then Chase isn't a Hilton transfer partner. If Citi doesn't transfer to Hilton, then Citi isn't a Hilton transfer partner. And technically, that's true. But if your points can be redeemed for cash at 1 cent per point, there's another way to think about it. Instead of transferring points directly, what if you used those points as cash and purchased hotel points during one of their bonus promotions? Let's start with Hilton. At the time of recording this video, Hilton is running a 100% bonus promotion. If you purchase 10,000 Hilton points, Hilton gives you another 10,000 points for free. That means you're receiving 20,000 Hilton points total. The cost for those 20,000 points is $100. Now, let's think about that from the perspective of Chase points. 10,000 Chase points can be redeemed for $100 in cash. So, if you redeem 10,000 Chase points and use that $100 to purchase Hilton points during this promotion, you would receive 20,000 Hilton points. In other words, you've effectively turned 10,000 Chase points into 20,000 Hilton points. That's a 1-to-2 transfer ratio. And that's interesting because Chase doesn't even transfer directly to Hilton. The same logic can apply to Citi Thank You points and Capital One miles, since those currencies can also generally be redeemed for cash at approximately 1 cent per point. Now, there is an important caveat. Hilton points are generally worth around half a cent each. So if you're redeeming Hilton points at less than half a cent per point, this strategy may not actually be helping you. In fact, you could potentially get more value booking directly through your travel portal. If you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you're generally getting around 1.25 cents per point through the portal. If you have the Sapphire Reserve, you're generally getting around 1.5 cents per point. So don't just look at the transfer ratio, always look at the final redemption value. Now let's look at IHG. IHG has historically run similar promotions where they offer a 100% bonus when purchasing points. Let's use one of those promotions as an example. If you purchase 26,000 IHG points, IHG gives you another 26,000 points for free. That gives you a total of 52,000 IHG points. The cost is approximately $260. Now, if we go back to our credit card points, 26,000 Chase points can be redeemed for $260. So, once again, you've effectively converted 26,000 Chase points into 52,000 IHG points. That's another 1-to-2 transfer ratio. And what's interesting here is that even if your card already transfers directly to IHG at a 1-to-1 ratio, this strategy can potentially beat the standard transfer rate. Again, the same caveat applies. You need to make sure you're actually getting enough value from the IHG redemption. If you're redeeming at poor values, you're still likely better off using your points through a travel portal. The goal isn't to create more points. The goal is to create more value. Now, before you run out and start buying hotel points, there's one more thing you need to consider: transfer bonuses. Credit card issuers regularly offer transfer bonuses that can completely change the math. For example, Chase recently offered a 55% transfer bonus to Marriott. That means every 1,000 Chase points became 1,550 Marriott points. American Express frequently offers Hilton transfer bonuses as well. Since Amex already transfers to Hilton at a 1-to-2 ratio, a 20% transfer bonus effectively turns every 1,000 Amex points into 2,400 Hilton points. And that's where things start getting interesting. Sometimes buying points during a hotel sale will be the best option. Sometimes a transfer bonus will be the best option. And sometimes you're still better off using the travel portal or simply paying cash. There isn't a single answer that works every time. The goal is to compare all of your options and choose whichever one gives you the highest value for that specific redemption. That's why I always recommend checking 3 things before booking: the cash price of the hotel, the value of any transfer bonus that is currently available, and the value of purchasing points directly. Whichever option gives you the highest value is usually going to be the winner. Now, let's talk about airline miles, because this strategy starts to fall apart pretty quickly. American Airlines miles are often sold at well over 2 cents per mile. Delta miles are often sold at similarly expensive rates. Even Alaska Airlines, which is generally considered one of the better airline programs to purchase miles from, doesn't really make the math work. For example, Alaska recently offered a promotion where buying 30,000 miles would give you a 100% bonus, resulting in 60,000 total miles. The cost for that purchase was approximately $1,050. If you were using points redeemed at 1 cent each, that means you'd effectively be spending 105,000 credit card points to acquire 60,000 Alaska miles. That's roughly a 0.57 to 1 ratio. And while that's better than what you'll often see with Delta or American Airlines, it's still not a very attractive conversion. For airline miles, you're generally much better off transferring directly to airline partners whenever possible. The hotel strategy works because hotel chains frequently sell points at deep discounts. Airlines generally do not. So, what have we learned? We've learned that your credit card transfer partners may be broader than you think. By taking advantage of hotel point sales and bonus promotions, you can effectively create new transfer opportunities that don't exist inside your credit card portal. Programs like Hilton and IHG can sometimes give you an effective 1 to 2 transfer ratio. That's something most people never even consider. Now, does that mean you should always do it? Absolutely not. The most important thing is still the value you're getting when you redeem those points. Sometimes the transfer makes sense, sometimes you're better off using your points through a travel portal, and sometimes cash is still king. But understanding the math gives you another tool that you can use when planning your travel strategy, and that's really what JR value theory is all about. My goal isn't to tell you exactly what to do. It's to break down the numbers so you can make better decisions and get more value out of the things you're already spending money on. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Have you ever purchased hotel points during a bonus promotion? And if not, would you consider it after seeing the math? Also, are there any other hotel programs you'd like me to analyze next? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.